is teach and corrupt.
When
All
has
right.
Disney taught? When has Disney taught things though? Genuine question.
I mean, they used to. All right. Let's get through this Disney Plus crap.
Lesbian headlamp stole the assault story from one of the women she served up to her boss and used it for the show.
Yes, yes, that's actually true because the one
Wait a
chick.
second. She stole this story?
All right, so people are saying that because there was a story about Harvey where one of the things that that piece of shit did was a woman was led to him and he was in a hot tub, I believe, or pond or pool. He was like in a hot tub and then he banged her, but in the hole that things are supposed to come out of, not go into.
What?
So I'm not talking about like yeah, he asked
I know what
he
you're talking about, bro.
ass blasted her basically.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
And she put that in a show?
Well, no, but she put in the show. We'll get there, but she did put in the show somebody going into a pool and having the other person walk up on them, and then that person comes out of the pool butt naked. Yeah, don't worry. There's no actual like. This isn't House of the
Um,
Dragon, and they don't have the balls to actually put a fully naked person in a Star Wars show. By the way, keep in mind these are the same people that argue, well, why are you so pissed off if Star Wars is for kids? Let me just put a softcore porn scene in here. But Star Wars
yeah,
is
I
for
mean,
kids.
but kids shouldn't be watching a softcore porn scene.
That's what I'm saying.
Although, in fairness, we all did as kids,
All
though. In
right.
fairness.
Yeah, they brainwashed you, arguing, cut my hair off like an idiot.
Why do they have to do a recap? Why can't we just get get like the story over with?
Can we also just this is the fourth or fifth time where we switch to OSHA and she's waking up from something. They don't know how to write anything else. Also, she must have brain damage, bro. This chick gets knocked out all the time. She gets knocked out all the time. She got the first episode starts with her waking up. The second, and then she gets knocked out in that episode, and she wakes up. And then in the second episode, I want to say there's a time she doesn't get knocked out, but something else happens. Then the third episode, there's all that stupid shit with the twins and like the mom, the lesbian witches. And then the fourth episode, there's also a scene somewhere of her waking up. The fifth episode, yeah, no, the end of the fourth episode, she gets knocked out. The beginning of the fifth episode, she wakes up because then she falls over Token White Jedi and he's dead. And then
Right.
in this past episode, episode 6, it starts with her waking up again because she got knocked out at the end of episode 5. She got knocked out two episodes in a row because they don't know how to write anything else. They're like, well, she needs to end up here, so let's knock her out and then have her wake up there. Because at the end of the last episode, if you remember, Kymir, Smilo Ren, actually, he's like a better actor than Ezra Miller. I'll give him that. He's actually a good, like, Manny Jacinto is actually a good actor. That's the one thing I'm gaining from watching this show is I'm like, I actually, if this guy was given a good script, he would be such an interesting Sith Lord or Darksider.
Yeah.
Because given a good script, man, like,
I'm
he,
not gonna lie to you, bro. I kind of feel for him actually.
so do I. Because I actually kind of like him. He's got charisma. And there's actually a scene where, like, when he reveals himself, after like what gets revealed when he's not when he's going to reveal himself in this episode, but when he gets revealed by like Jackie just punching him in the face instead of like using the lightsaber to stab him. Stupidity. She's like, no, I'm going to use the butt of my lightsaber. Only Disney Star Wars will come up with that.
John Graber is in chat. What's going on?
What up? The space jockey himself.
Pilgrim says no kids are watching this. Our generation's interest in it has gone down rapidly compared to the previous one, and that's only tripled with Gen Alpha, with the exception of Baby Yoda. Yeah, Baby Yoda brought a lot of people back into the fold. I
Yeah.
feel like, or made like casual fans like it.
Yeah, it
Like,
brought in casuals. Yeah.
yeah,
Normies, if you will. But I don't even think John's watching this show. I really don't. I think I remember him saying that. I could be wrong, but
John just said that he's not watching it.
yeah, I don't blame him. I wouldn't be either.
Um, so, so,
So there's actually a
but
scene in the fifth
my
episode
question is though,
where he
so like
switches past the Chimera for a second. He goes from being like dark side emo Sith Lord, like I'm killing everybody, and then May runs up on him or something like
you're
that.
saying that he actually does have some sort of potential if he was not like in this show. Is that
Yes,
what you're saying?
yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Huh.
Like if he was given a good script, the dude could be interesting because he switches back to like the character that he was playing in the show, like how he was being like drugged out, like poison maker dude. And he switches back and he's like, "Oh, Osha, good to see you." And then instantly just like snaps fucking Yord's neck. Like it's like, and then he goes like right back to it, and he's like ruthless Sith guy again. Like you could see that there's potential for this character every time he's around, and I think. So this is stupid. This planet is supposed to look like Octo, and they actually filmed it around the same location in Ireland. And Lesbian Headlamp said that it's not
I already
Octo.
read that. Yeah.
I disagree, and I'll tell you why. Because they also said that Chimera wasn't wasn't like the first member of the Knights of Ren, and he's a full-on Sith Lord, and I also don't believe that. It's the same way that they also said that Anakin Skywalker is not going to be in the Ahsoka show, and then he was.
Wait a second. They're saying that this Sith is not part of the Knights of Ren, or is part of the Knights of Ren.
They're saying that he's just a Sith, which he's
I
not.
don't know.
He's not a Sith. But
I
anyway,
don't know if I. He seems like a Knight of Ren, but yeah,
so
it's fine.
she wakes up, walks around, finds a bag of clothes, comes out, gets dressed, comes out on this planet, which looks exactly like Luke's island.
Bro, no, that literally is Luke's island.
It's not though, because they said it's not though. But it does say unknown planet. So what is the point of making it right here? Because they have to tell you, they can't just not give you the name of the planet. They have to actually say unknown planet in this show.
Bruh. That's stupid.
Like,
that's so stupid.
See where it pops up. Because, you know, like when we are going to the jungle world of Kofar, and we've already told you we're going to a jungle planet called Kofar like 6 times, when we show a jungle planet, we have to put Kofar up on screen because the audience is stupid, apparently.
Yeah.
So we're on unknown planet, which is definitely not Octo. And there's these little things, which look exactly like a bird version of the thing that Luke's pulling titty milk out of.
Are we really sure that this is not Luke's planet?
Like these are very similar creatures to the titty milk creatures. But that's what they are. They don't have another name. They're just green tit milk creature. Number 1 and 2. Like, so she walks out here. She sees the ship, and he's just walking away.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not going to say anything. Even though he clearly would know she's there. She's just like, I would have been like, yo, dude, what is happening? No, she's like, I'm just going to follow this guy. So now we're back on Kofar for a second, and Soul leaves, and this is also so stupid. Soul, for whatever reason, there's zero precedent to why his communications suddenly don't work. Keep in mind, he's with May now on this ship, but they switched clothes, and he doesn't, her hair has never moved enough for him to see the massive tattoo on her forehead. So then she comes in. She's about to, attack him, and he turns around, and he's like, take the wheel. So she takes the wheel. That's the only reason she doesn't just try to kill him right there and then, take the wheel anyway. She just takes the wheel. So he comes down. He's like, the communications aren't working. Why are the communications not working? Zero idea. Right. The ship has done nothing but sit there.
Yeah,
there's no reason.
It didn't take any damage.
Yes, the ship took no damage. The ship has literally, that's like if I turned my car off, left for a day, and came back to my car, and suddenly my radio doesn't work.
I mean, maybe a squirrel got in and chewed on your wires or something. But yes,
he said he has
I get what you're saying.
He has to recalibrate bypass the compressor or some shit.
That's so stupid.
And then he gets upset and he punches the table and it's not working yet. And then Brazil comes out of nowhere because Brazil's been hiding. And then we get a little stupid ass cutesy scene where he's trying to figure out how to make the little head of her droid work. And then we're back.
He seems like the best character though.
Brazil?
Yeah.
All right, so this is the scene. So she's just watching him. He doesn't see her or sense her, which obviously he does. Right? And she's watching him. And he gets naked. And he goes in the pool. And he's swimming around. And he's smiling to himself because obviously he knows she's there. And then she picks up his saber, which definitely is encoded for something. And he turns around and he's like, yo, what's up? He's like, I assume you didn't keep your own saber. Because he goes, the actual line. Let me see. He's like, how does it feel to hold one in your hand again? Feels good, doesn't it? Feels good to hold my saber in your hand. She said, stay where you are.
How cringe.
He's like, I want to put my clothes on. If you're not going to join me, I'd like to put my clothes back on. So then he comes out. And he's standing there all naked. If it's honorable to kill me while I'm all naked. Yeah, and I want to get to the one part where she actually stares at his dick. Straight up.
Wait, what?
Bro, her eyes keep flitting down.
Fam.
She good stares for a couple seconds.
I mean, in all fairness, we were asking for heterosexual stuff though, just not this.
It would never be a chick, and it's so cringe. But they would never do the opposite. They would never have a male character and show a female coming out of the water like that. Ever. But every guy who's within the same age range as Yord, who's got his neck snapped, and Chimere here, they have to take their shirts off. Just saying. What's up, Twitter?
Hey. Bro, we can't get taken down now, which is nice.
That's where she's staring.
Fam, why is she looking there, dog?
Again, she's staring before he puts his pants on. They have this little conversation. Bro. He's like, yeah, he taught you the Jedi arts, a special relationship, isn't it, master and apprentice? She still doesn't kill him. Then he comes up to this thing. May's doing her thing. He's like, oh, it's still not working. He's like, and this is the 7th time he's like, I'll explain everything to you about what happened that day. Because he still thinks this is OSHA. And then she's like, "Oh yeah, okay." And then the lights are off for some reason now. And then we switch to this dude where Green Bean is talking to somebody.
Green Bean.
Green Bean's talking to like the Jolly Green Giant here is having a conversation with like some senator.
Wait a
And
second. Yo.
they're talking
Wait.
about,
Hold on. Pause. Is she talking to Plo? That really looks like Plo
no, it's some
in the
senator.
hologram.
It's an Abednetto. It's another Disney Star Wars alien. It
Oh,
can't be
okay.
an alien species from like anything we know because they can't do that. It has
Oh,
to
okay.
be like a Disney. It can't be like a Twi'lek or a Keldor or anybody like that. It has to be. It has to be one of Disney Star Wars' aliens just to remind you that they own it. And
Also, I know why she's here, but why is she here? From what I've heard,
master
she can't act.
master
She can't
nepotism,
act. She
Jedi
cannot
master
act.
nepotism. So
So she,
then they're having a conversation about how Senator A is trying to talk to Senator B and how certain things can't get out because Senator A doesn't like the Jedi and Senator A thinks the Jedi don't work or whatever. And they're like, well, he's just meanie. And then Femboy
aren't
comes
they?
in.
Wait, what?
Femboy number 1 comes in and he's like, yeah, apparently Soul's on a mission and I think everyone's dead because they got something slightly like Soul slightly got a message out to him, right?
Right.
And she's like, well, what? There's casualties? And he's like, it sounded like he said everybody.
Huh.
Bro, by the way, his name is Mog.
Mug?
Mog. M-O-G. So they prepare a team to leave. By the way, again, it's only going to take them like 30 minutes to get to Kofar in the Outer Rim from the core in Coruscant. So then they're talking, and they're still walking. And she's like, he'll find me. Talking about Soul. Right? And then they have this little conversation here where he's like, if you want to leave, the ship's right there. Like, you could swim out to it, but you better do it before it becomes nighttime. You might want to just wait till the morning because the tide is really strong. Even though I'm pretty sure you could swim right there, like, pretty easily. Just kill him. She's still holding his lightsaber. And we switch to this, which is stupid, and she's trying to turn the thing back on, but she's dumb. She doesn't know how to because she's a mechanic. And then the pip droid's plugged in because what's his name did it. And freaking oh yeah, you missed that part. Hold on. Brazil tries to attack her and then runs away.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
He knows it's
Because,
A.
yeah.
Hold on, let me like go to here. Oh my god, dude, this is just so like annoying. Brazil comes out of like the freaking alien shaft.
Bruh.
Yeah, that happened. He tries to do whatever it is he's trying to do. It looks like he's trying to hump her leg, but
Rule 34 now in Star Wars.
stomps on her foot, runs away, turns a little flashlight on, and then Pip like nuts in her face. And then she screams and she turns him back to factory settings. So that was really easy to just turn any droid back to factory settings with a couple buttons. Which is hilarious because then in The Rise of Skywalker, you have freaking C-3PO, like, they have to do this whole entire side quest to turn him back to factory settings. So you can read things on a knife. And he has that dumbass line where he's like, just one more look at my friends that I've known for maybe a week. Shut the fuck up, yo. Shit is stupid. So then Chimera comes back into here, and he's like, I'm making dinner. You want to have dinner? And she's like, no. And he's like, well, the Jedi, like, do good. And I do my own thing. And she's like, well, you killed everybody. And he's like, well, I only killed everybody because they were gonna kill me if they found out who I was. And she's like, well, you killed Yord. And he's like, yeah, but remember, he arrested you one time without even knowing if it was truly you. And she's like, yeah, but he let me go, and then we were fine. And then she's like, well, you killed Jackie. And he's like, yeah, well, is that a relationship you thought you had with her? Implying that apparently, like, within a couple days they knew each other, they were in a lesbian relationship. I don't know.
I mean, things do move that fast, but it's not like practical.
Yeah, where he said, and where do you think that was gonna go? And she's like, oh, I'm sad now. You're right. Yeah, he's like, aren't you? She's gonna leave. He says, aren't you forgetting something? He's saying, do it, like, kill me. You won't, no balls.
They're gonna make out.
He said, use your anger. And then she's about to kill him. And then she looks at the color red and she's like, oh, he Vadered. I'm Vadering. It's red. And then she just completely just turns it off. She's like, all right, never mind. Won't kill you.
Man, I thought they were going to kiss. Dang.
No, they wouldn't do that. And then Mog here. Fucking idiot. Mog, dude. What are the names in this show? The
Brazil is like not even...
The only name to me that sounds like a Star Wars name would be like freaking Chimera.
Yeah.
You have Yord. You have Jackie. You have Soul. I mean,
Jackie kind of sounds like a Star Wars name.
Jackie just sounds like half the time they just call her Jackie.
Yeah, true.
Like they don't actually put any emphasis on Jackie. They just call her. They're like, yeah, what about Jackie? Like, it's stupid.
So stupid.
You have Yord. You have freaking Jackie. You have Basil. You have Mog. You have Vernestra. I can see Vernestra maybe. But they call her Master Vernestra, but her name is Vernestra Rowe. So her name would technically be Master Rowe. And then the only reason we're seeing this, keep in mind, everything else is going on, and they're still trying to get back to Kofar. Because we have to go back to Kofar. And like this entire time, they only show this scene because she's like, prepare a boarding or a detachment immediately for us to go to Kofar. All right, well, now we're having a quick little conversation just so Mog here can say, well, your tummy hurts when you fly in hyperspace. And she goes, I don't get stomach aches. It's just unsettling. End of scene.
What?
Look at him. Look at him. Dude looks like an idiot. He looks like a wet mop. It's probably about a one, too. Like, all these Jedi look stupid. And then she's coming out of here, and Soul's like, I'm about to tell you things. But I haven't been able to tell you things yet. And though I keep telling you I'm going to tell you things, but we need time for me to tell you things. I also still don't know that you're not the same person I was just talking to for the past week. Also, I can't somehow sense that you're not my apprentice. And then the power turns back on right as he's about to tell her things. So he goes to the communications array. She goes to the chair. And then he tases her. Because he's like, I finally figured it out.
Or did he know the whole time and just didn't do anything?
That's what they're trying to say, but then honestly there's a shot where Brazil was right next to him. So why would he need Brazil to be the one to tell him? So then right after they call the Jedi, he just leaves. Where he's going, I don't know. But he leaves, and then the Jedi show up instantaneously. Because the galaxy is not that big. It's actually like very small. It's like going from one side of a city to the other with a helicopter. Like he just and this guy freaking Mog just looks more and more stupid every time I see him. Like, look at his hair, dude. What is that? Like
People don't.
if this dude rolled up to my planet that's besieged by pirates and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll protect you," I'd be like, "Yeah, no, we'll fend for ourselves. Thanks. Bye. Fuck out of here."
Oh man,
Like, is that supposed to look Star Warsy or cool?
I it, it's supposed to look modern, I guess, for the times because a lot of I guess guys have that fade haircut, but like it's
That's
not
not even a
cool.
fade haircut. That's like it's gonna look modern for the times, and they're gonna go back to dressing like they're from the '80s in about 40 years.
Small time republic. Hell, hello, Mog seems kind of soy. Hi there.
He is. What's up, Small Time Republic? Yes, he is very soy. He is literally the definition of a soy boy in this entire episode. Yes.
Oh jeez.
So then we're back to Dark Planet, where they're working on Dark Helmet's helmet. And again, they're having a conversation like, "What do you want?" "Oh, I just want to have an apprentice." She's like, "Show me your back. Where did you get that scar?" Which he has. See if I can show you without Disney getting mad. Um, they even show it. Yeah, they do. I don't know what. Why does he pull like? Why his shirt is pulled up here for no reason? Why do that? Why
Because
do
they're
that,
trying because they're trying to get the gay audience
bro?
interested.
Bro, and it looks straight up like he got whipped. And who has a whip? Vernestra Greenbean has a whip, which again is
No, stop, bro.
very,
You're
very.
not saying what I think you're saying, are you?
He's talking. Well, he mentions the fact that it used to be. Well, she goes, "So you were a Jedi?" And he goes, "A long, long time ago." Even though I'm only like 6 years older than you, maybe, maybe.
You think he was with her?
I think he was her Padawan, and he left, and she like
Bruh.
tried to whip him or something. But do you know how freaking like perfect you have to be with a light whip to not just butcher him and just
Yeah.
graze his back?
Yeah.
Like you would have to be so. First of all, that weapon in general is very difficult, and it's just as dangerous to the user as it is to the user's allies. And like, imagine if you're on a battlefield, you're anybody in the vicinity of that thing's getting whipped apart. Like, there's a reason why light whips were the way they were in the EU, which it was a piece of metal, like flexible metal, almost like Beskar, that the energy would then go around. So it's not like it has to be coiled up. It's a actual whip that when you press a button, light from a lightsaber goes around it. It even still, you can't use it in a ship. You can't use it indoors. If you use it in a ship, you have to. It has to constantly be in motion when being used. If it's not in constant motion, it's just gonna lay on the ground, start a fire. It's gonna burn through something. It's gonna it has to always be moving, which is what makes it such a dangerous weapon. And it's solving a problem that doesn't need to be solved. That's why only certain people use it. Because again, when Lumia in the EU used one, Luke had to develop an entirely different form of fighting in order to get past her guard. Where Luke had a
Right.
regular sized saber and a smaller Shoto saber. And he would use the regular one to block her so that her whip would wrap around his saber, pause, and then he could use the Shoto to get into her guard. Now, this lightsaber is completely different because it doesn't have the metal on the inside of it. which is ridiculous. The fact that it doesn't have the metal means that it's just constantly cutting through everything, which even still it would do. But you're going to tell me that that light can wrap around the saber? Like, it doesn't make sense. There's no weight to the thing. And again, the problem that it's trying to solve that is almost non-existent and very stupid is the fact that you have, all right, let's say you want to use it to keep people away from you. Well, then just use a blaster and saber at the same time.
Yeah. Small time Republic says the last episode will definitely have a showdown between him and Vernestra. Yeah, probably,
Yes, I
honestly.
agree.
That might actually be cool
So
because
then we have a conversation where he explains, well, that's why I think he has a Shoto lightsaber for. But then he's explaining cortosis, and not only that it can shut down sabers, but that this is now a sensory deprivation helmet. It blocks out all of your senses, except for the fact that there's the ability to see through it. So that's one sense right there. And you can also hear. So that's another sense right there. So it doesn't block out all of your senses. But it blocks out all of your senses, according to him, even though he just was, doing all this stuff. So then he's like, oh, try it on. Test it out. Now we get back to Kofar, where they show up finally. Now, keep in mind, this is the location that they needed a tracker to bring these Jedi to in order to find Kalnaka. But apparently they don't need a tracker. They just know exactly where to go. In the middle of the jungle. They're like, yep, they went this way. Like, you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that. Also, there's no decomposition on any of the bodies whatsoever. So they literally got here this same day because the galaxy is very small.
Yeah, but like even a few hours after bodies die, there still starts like,
Yes.
Decomposition. Like,
so they're walking around and they're like, oh, there's a lot of dead people, but we don't see Soul's body. And then Mog dumbass is like, maybe it was Soul. Maybe he turned to the dark side. Which is like very stupid. And then she's like, dun dun dun, it's a moth. And this is that scene from the trailer. And she cuts a moth in half, and that's it. That's the light whip being used. So
she likes to whip, bro.
So I'm sure her and Leslie have a lot of different toys at home. But so then they just assume,
oh my God,
who else other than Soul would possess the power to kill everybody? They're like, well, it could have been the moths. Even though there's like cuts on everything. So then we get this scene where May wakes up and Soul's sitting there and he's like, I've thought very long about what we were going to talk about if I ever got the chance to talk to you. So now you're going to listen to what I have to say. I've thought 16 years for this. I'm about to tell you, so you're going to listen. Right now, I'm going to finally tell you the story that I've been telling everybody this entire past 6 episodes that I need to get off my chest. And it goes to black. Because they can't write anything, dude. There's nothing. They don't even know what they want to do with his story. And then it switches to the Cortosis helmet, and she looks at it, and she sees Cortosis veins in the wall, which I want to bring up something in a second that Ryan from RK Outpost brought up, which I thought was actually a really good point, and I hope it's not true, but it probably is. So then she picks up the helmet, and she puts it on. Which, why? Why are you like, you there's no reason for you to even like be hanging out with Kymir. There's not. But she's like, I don't know, maybe like he's kind of hot, so maybe I am like on the dark side now. Shut up, dude. Fucking stupid. So then she puts it on, and I will play just this part, just this part with sound. Not supposed to be Vader though. And then that's the end of the episode.
Can this show be any less on the nose?
Yeah, I know. I know. I wanted to see if I can get a shot of this cortosis right here. So Ryan brought up a point that
Is that like not supposed to be there or something?
no, there's a planet called Namek in the EU, not to be confused with Namek from Andor, the character Namek. But there's a planet called Namek that Darth Tenebris and Darth Plagueis both went to and spent a lot of time there in the Cortosis mines. So, yeah, it's probably there's a possibility that this planet is not Haktua, but it's actually Namek.
There is no way that you just said that. You did not just say that. Bruh.
I did.
We're not stooping to that level on this podcast.
But I really hope this is not Namek because they're going to try and bring in something as to why this is Plagueis and like Tenebris and all this other shit. But yeah, that's the Acolyte this week. So it's an entire episode again of just bullshit filler. Where people go somewhere, people talk, and then people go another place and they talk, but nothing is actually said.
Even when an episode isn't filler, nothing happens though anyway. So
that's what I'm saying. Like there's nothing that the most significant thing that has happened in this entire show, other than Torben just killing himself, was freaking Smilo showing up and killing everybody.
Which like is the only sign of life that this show had. Like
yeah, because what is the motivation for either of our main characters? They're like, well, my sister must be dead, and if she's not, then she's framing me. Oh, my sister's alive, so now we gotta capture her. Oh, my sister's alive, so now I have to turn myself into the Jedi and betray Smilo Ren. Oh, well, actually, you know what? When the Jedi come to arrest me, I'm not gonna let them arrest me now. Because Smilo Ren's here. Oh, Smilo Ren tried to kill me. I'm gonna knock out the Jedi. And then I'm gonna talk to my sister. Oh, my sister still thinks I'm crazy and I'm a murderer because I am? Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna knock out my sister because she gets knocked out every 30 minutes in this show. And then wakes up somewhere else because I don't have a way to actually show her going anywhere. It's just, dude, it's bad. It's so bad. It is not it, bro.
Snooter, what's happening, bro? So I am a mod on a channel play by play with JJ. He broadcasts Phillies games live, and I am a mod there. So yeah, Snooter, what's up, bro? It's nice to see you. What's happening? But yeah, so
that's lit,
but yeah, so nah, bro. This show, I've only seen like literally